Okay, we sign off. I'll make a motion about what?
I make a motion, we approve what was discussed in the executive session for promoting Kathy to successor, since she has completed her certification, create the new town hall aide position, pay the town clerk for the extra hours worked for early voting, and set the rate for the Meals on Wheels driver.
Is there any discussion? All right, do we have a second?
Sorry.
Is there any-
Are we coming out of executive session?
Any discussion?
The Chandler is an additional part of that motion too, right?
Yes,
Yep, the-
and make Chandler the consultant.
Okay.
Thank
Second.
you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried unanimously. Next is approval of minutes from March 12th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
Second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded to approve the March 12th minutes as written. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, hearing none. The minutes are approved. All right, correspondence and announcement. We received a resignation letter from Jamie Von Shirley. She's resigning with regret from the zoning board of appeals and, the board of assessment appeal.
Move to accept with regrets.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to accept the resignation with regret. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, and none. Public Works report. We've been working with them on the budget and we're getting ready for, union. The union contract is open this year, so we're getting ready for union negotiation. And that's where we are with Public Works. Finance report.
So we've been working on budget. Tracy and I visited all the commissions and talked to all the department heads, so we're currently working on the next fiscal year's budget. And I believe you have the current expenses for the fiscal year, so far we're in good shape, so.
Any questions?
No.
Old business, special town meeting called. We didn't have one. We kind of are bringing it up. Yeah, we're kind of bringing it up that we just add, everything to the town meeting, because it's gonna be coming up in a month or two anyway. Instead of trying to do two town meetings in April and May, just, put the, meeting house there. I think the check's already like expired for cashing, so, just do it at the town meeting at the end of May or beginning of June, we can have it. It's not gonna hurt to wait. We've been waiting since October. It's not gonna.
Actually,
postpone it a little bit longer.
We've been waiting 7 years,
I know.
so,
So that's, what I recommend.
yes.
It's just been, we've been really crazy with doing budget meetings and meetings. It's meetings every night for the past couple of weeks, it feels like.
And next week's the thing.
Yeah, and like it's the same, so. All right, so next we have, the letter of agreement to establish a multi-jurisdictional shelter. I don't know if you guys had a chance to read it. If you wanna, it's been sent to all of the towns that are participating. And, the next step in the process is for all of the, Board of Selectmen or, as a Board of Selectmen is to approve it. Or send recommendations. For changes. And again, this shelters for mass events. If we have our own, like we've had issues before where the power's been out for a couple of days and we open our own shelter, we can still do that. This is for like larger events that maybe we can't do that, or would require more help than we can have here, so.
Yeah, I can think of like,
Fire, a huge fire, like forest fire type things, or,
or the ice storms,
hurricanes, ice storms,
Yeah.
where,
where, nowhere in town has power,
yeah.
so.
That agreement's not any different than it was, that we looked at last
It's the
meeting. correct?
same, it's the same.
Yeah,
So I don't know if you're fine with moving it forward,
Then we go
but
forward.
it's still gonna be, all the other towns are still going through it, and if they have changes, it'll probably come back, so this is just a step in the process.
so let's cross our fingers that the other towns are in agreement with us, because I'm going to second.
So motion's been made and seconded to approve the letter of agreement among the municipalities of Plainfield, Canterbury, Griswold, Illinois, Sterling, Valentine, and the Connecticut chapter of the American Red Cross regarding the establishment of a multi-jurisdictional shelter. Is there any discussion on it?
No.
Nope. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, carrying none. Okay, Arbor Fund radios. So in front of you, you have the 13 radios is the correct one with the school. These are coming from the ARPA funds. We started this project, it feels like forever ago. We hit a bunch of speed bumps along the way, but we finally got the approval to move forward, and these are all the quotes.
Yeah, this was number one.
Number one on our ARPA fund list. So it includes the cost and installation, of radios for the Board of Ed, so that there's 13 vehicles plus base units. The Board of Ed, the fire department, and, Public Works. And this puts them on the state radio system, which doesn't go out of range. And the problem we have right now is the system we have. goes out of
Bailey
range.
Pond is out of range.
There's a lot of places out of range roads where the buses can't communicate, and we had to make an agreement for the buses to be on this because it's the state safety one. That they could only use it, for emergencies and not for bus driver chatting. Yeah. So the total cost.
59,944 and 76 cents.
For the, is it the same? Yeah. That was a little bit more, so it's about just under $200 more. Then. I don't know what the total is.
The total's 59,944.
No,
That's really
it's
what that, but there's
six, three.
fire department and then DPW.
Oh, they were not totaled up. I thought they were carrying forward, and I was like,
No, they're not,
oh,
they're total. It's $200 more. It's just under 200. 59,944.76 is the new amount. 59,944.76.
yeah, that's what I just said.
That's just for the Board of Ed radios, though.
Well, that's,
And the fire company is
So the
an
total is
additional,
276,306.92.
I'm sorry, 276 what?
276,306.92, yes. So we originally approved,
276, 118.
yeah, so we just have to, we have the money, we have enough money in the unallocated to cover the difference. So we just need to approve the 276,306.92 to move forward with the purchase and installation.
Okay,
So
that's an
motion.
additional $188.
Yeah.
Second.
It's the motion I made and seconded to approve the amount of 276,306.92 from the ARPA funds to go towards the radios for the fire, public works, and Board of Ed. Is there any discussion?
No.
No.
does have a 3-year warranty, so.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We'll let them know. All right, where are those now? Steep grant updates, we are moving forward with the electrical.
Yep.
So they should be starting soon.
We approved the quotes for the fixtures, they still next week or two, they should be doing all the electrical work, fixing the flagpole. Putting new lights, all around, just like the library has, and then changing out the heads in the parking lot to make it brighter.
Fixing, adding some stuff inside too.
Are we going to, we're gonna get the purple bulbs?
Purple, I did not.
No.
Purple bulbs for.
The state DOT. So several of the highways, the light fixtures. There was several bad batches of bulbs.
Oh.
And the bulbs are now, they went from white to purple.
Let's hope we didn't get those.
But the cost to replace them is not in the budget. So they're leaving, so like Route 2, we're driving down Route 2 at night. Half of Route 2 is illuminated by purple bulbs.
Purple district.
Yeah, so, yeah. Yeah, I just learned about that. I saw it, I was like, that's weird. So they go from white to blue to purple over time.
The Town Community Water System Study Update, we, approved working with, Clientele. At the last meeting where we negotiated on the contract and we have started signing it, but then the state said they needed to approve everything first, so now we're just in the middle until the state gets back to us. So that's where we go with that. We did have a meeting with Connecticut Water, they want to be involved with the process because they have our town as jurisdiction, so they automatically, unless we decide we want to run the water company or like run the water system ourselves, which I have no desire to, then, they're the ones that will manage it, so they're going to be involved in the process. And on the playground steep grant, we have, a mandatory site walk on like the coldest and windiest day.
Of course.
And, we had maybe like 5 or 6.
5 people,
Yeah.
5 different companies came.
So, we haven't had the deadline for that yet. That'll probably be the next,
April 3rd is the bid open.
yeah. So we'll have it at the next meeting to appoint someone. It'll go to the Recreation Commission and they'll look at everything and
The playground committee.
the playground committee.
Yeah.
And then, they'll recommend to us who they think fits what they want. So then the next we have the job description for the assistant town clerk and town hall aide. This is the position that we'll be putting out. We put the old position out, but it wasn't exactly worded for what we want.
Yeah.
So we worded it with more of a focus on the town clerk and the duties of the assessor. Because they're more like data entry stuff, so we wanted to make sure we have that on there, so people knew what they were getting themselves into. So we just need to approve the description so we can post it. And what we're gonna do too is, we did have some good, people apply the first round. So I'm gonna send them this job description and just let them know that we modified it, and if they're still interested, we'll schedule interviews and start interviewing soon. So. I just need to approve the job description.
So I know this will probably sound like a joke at first, but I don't mean it as such. So is it enough to specify that they must be able to lift 30 pounds?
I think so, because I don't think
I'm
anything.
thinking like a banker's box paperwork and going to or from the basement.
I don't think they're bigger than 25. But every time she's good.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't think any of us really have anything that's gonna be the thing. If we did, we could fall for it.
that answers that addresses my concern then. Yes. Okay,
Did we want this person to work on their certifications over time?
That was something that we talked about. It's always a possibility if we know that like the town clerks looking at retire, like they're, hired, all the positions above them are hired.
Mhm.
So it depends. It's always open for discussion if they want to. We thought about putting it in here, but we didn't want it to be, we usually, if people are willing to train and work harder, we usually pay for training. So,
Sure. Oh, okay, but
yeah, that's what we usually do. So it would depend on,
the people that have been interested in the previous position, what demographics do they fall into? I mean, this is a gateway job for somebody re-entering the workforce.
right.
They've been all different.
They've been all over the place.
Some are like retirees, some are brand new kids out of school. some
Encourage that
are-
person to get to work on their certifications, we might need them, or
Yeah, some of them
get
are
do stuff
just
somewhere
looking
later.
for hours during the day. They might have another, home, like, so they might be self-employed with flexible hours the other time, because it's only 20 hours, so
Mhm.
it's, we're usually really flexible on it.
I make a motion to approve the job description as written.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the job description for the assistant town clerk, town hall aide. Is there any discussion? No, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, hearing none. Approved. All right, appointment to the zoning board of appeals. We had the resignation earlier for the zoning board, and we had a request to be appointed to the position by Elizabeth Jenkins Donahue. She is currently on the board as an alternate, and she would like to be appointed to the full seat that's vacant.
Don Bolcher.
So her letter's on the back if you didn't see it, so we just. need to-
And I had talked to Betty about this, at the last, TC meeting too.
Yep.
So, I make motion to accept
Okay.
the request, I make a motion to appoint Betty Jenkins Donahue to the ZBA.
So the motion's been made and seconded to appoint Elizabeth Jenkins Donahue to the full seat on the zoning board of appeals. Is there any discussion? No. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none, she's appointed to the full seat.
Congratulations, Betty.
And now we have the elderly.
Thank you for waiting so patiently.
We haven't had an audience in a while, so it's like a forced audience.
First of all, I'd like to introduce Kim Hudson.
Hi, Kay.
She's
Thank
our
you.
newest member, and this is Jim Chevennet,
Look, Kim.
Tracy Hanson, Skip Olton, and Julie Zelensky.
Thank you for being on the board.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
And
Particularly when it's someone new, rather than the revolving cast of characters that we sometimes have. So thank you very, very much.
when we were out in the hallway, we were discussing town governments. She's not originally from New England, so this is
Still learning about it. Yeah.
No one knows what a board of selectmen is.
Uh,
It's only, it's like the oldest form of government, and it's from like the New England colony.
Wow, wow.
It's
Yeah.
only found in the New England. states,
Okay.
And I think Rhode Island's the only one that doesn't have it, so.
Well, I asked Kim to come tonight because she is the one who offered to gather the information for this latest proposal that we have. And I think you can direct questions to her if I don't have an answer.
Diana, Diana, going on with that, but
So what was it you wanted to know about what we submitted?
Just explain, where you looked at the education, what you're envisioning, what the money's gonna go towards. What you're envisioning for a proposal, for the senior center and what.
it's it's the property for lease over at the Town Pizza.
Okay,
And spoke to the owner, Judy, and they said that they're negotiating, I think I put it in the notes, that they told me what they are actually asking at this point is $2,000 for the monthly lease and at 3,000 square feet. But when I told her what it, what it was for, and then I'm just inquiring, no commitment here, just getting the information. She was very excited and said that she would love to work with the town and, and help the elderly, so she definitely would negotiate.
The N word came up,
Yeah.
negotiate, which means that $2,000 could probably go down, maybe not by a lot.
We don't know how
but
much, but,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep,
So-
And so that was nice, and so she was very supportive. And, so this goes on and on, but it's basically, we need a place for elderly to congregate and to be able to offer different programs. There's a lot of free help that we were talking about in our last meeting, that the ACEs will come and offer free shots, free advice on how to fill out forms and all that, but they usually need a center, they need a location. We also have someone who needs an office, so that could double as the space for her to be there. And because there'd be someone there, that would help people during the day need to come in and, just are lonely. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to have just a place you can go. It just means a lot to a lot of people who are alone, and we could have music, so 50, 40s and 50s music playing, and we're hoping to do things like bingo, as well as, maybe there's a yoga instructor that does the yoga at the fire. Like she might be able to do it a night every other week or something, or day, I guess, mostly. I would like to see us be able to offer things in the daytime and evening, because we do have we're talking about a lot of people that are not retired yet, but they still are alone and, need a place. So to that, we have a bulletin board, hoping to have lots of different things. But our main, we didn't want to start out big, crazy, right? We just wanted to keep it as minimal as possible and see what we can do with volunteers, with donations, like, furniture and maybe games to have there to play or whatever. We're going to try to just ask for donations. And I wanted to make sure everybody saw that there is that grant, and that I have copies if you didn't see it, but there is a due date of June, where is that? 4th, I believe it was, yes, June. Their proposals for this are accepted through June of 2024, which is coming up. So I was hoping that we could kind of make a decision, so we could go ahead and get a grant proposal in to get some of this $10 million to support our senior centers, and it's specifically for senior centers.
And I think a grant like this might be more available to us because we don't have a senior center.
Yeah.
And this is, an opportunity to get some funding. I see this center also as a great pickup drop-off point when we get the senior van. There's parking up there. We could say, if you're coming to the senior center, park in this area. If you're coming to get the bus, you've got a place to park. It's handicapped accessible. I understand that the bathrooms inside are also handicapped accessible. This sounds like a really good place and a place to start, I think. And we just like to see it happen. What we did, we discussed the total cost that she came up with. She had put rent and utilities and postage and stuff like that, and it came up to $3,343 a month, which then we just multiplied by 12 months. And that gives us a basic idea of what it would cost. Hopefully not more than that, but maybe that's where the grants would come in, because there isn't a lot of money in there for things like furniture. We'll need tables, chairs, set up for the agent for the elderly, so she can have a semi-office space. Okay, a place for her to be able to do her job
We've
and
had,
oversee the center.
was she at you guys' last meeting?
No,
Okay.
no, we haven't seen her for quite a while, but then again, we didn't meet for quite a while with with how it's,
No, and everything.
I didn't know if she was at your meeting or not, because her last day is on Friday.
Oh,
So.
oh, oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
So Beth's gonna be taking over, doing the Meals on Wheels delivery. And, I'll be doing the agent for the elderly until we, figure out what the next steps are for that.
Mm,
So.
mm,
oh goodness.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Now I've lost my train of thought.
That she would have
Off
office
the
space there.
track,
Well,
yeah.
whoever's doing it, if they need the office space
Cause
over
that's
there.
Yeah.
this
But,
is
oh.
a great plan, and I love this.
It's also the reasoning behind the increase in salary on that line item.
I actually didn't,
I bel-
put staff salaries because I'm hoping at first we just have volunteers. I didn't include her.
Yeah, cause that's one of the things is we can't have a town
Think we
building
had,
or
Yeah.
anything with volunteers. It
There
has to be
a
staff.
oh, there does have to be
Yeah.
some.
Volunteer
Oh,
for programs and so forth.
Oh,
There
okay.
has to be, yeah, you can have volunteers running the program, but there has to be paid staff there, whatever. there's people
okay,
there.
so we will need to find someone.
Yeah,
Mhm, yeah.
so,
So,
but we don't have, you're right, we don't have a place for, an office for anyone.
Yeah. and it would be like a dual purpose,
Right.
office space and gathering place. I like that gathering place.
And Canterbury was a year ahead of us for the, van. And they just got theirs like last month, so maybe when they said it will be here in April, it'll be here in April of this year and not next year, so.
And Tony. Yeah, he's the other
That was
member,
on the board.
the only male member
Yeah.
in our commission. He wants to know, where is the bus?
It should be here soon. So in the meantime, we have to come up with policies and procedures, and we also have to come up with the funding to, we gotta get the amounts together, because there is a grant we can apply for to help us cover the cost of the bus
Oh, good.
driver and everything, but we have to come up with how much are we gonna pay the driver and how's the driver gonna work. Yeah, it's a matching grant, so we do have to put some money towards it, but, we'll get money, to help, so,
Part of this grant
yeah,
does say, vehicle acquisition.
yeah. So, yeah, maybe we do. And I don't know, I'd have to check on this grant too, because I don't know how, currently we don't have an established senior center, so I don't know what the process is. If there's the way the state is, there's usually like processes for everything, so I don't know if there's something we have a process to have it before we can apply for the grant, or like I have to find out more details on that, if we can get it for
To help
to help set one up, or if it's just for already established ones, because we've had that instance with like,
Oh, okay, there is a link, for more information from municipal officials, it's available online and then there's a portal that, whatever, to go look at. So do you want me to see if I can?
if we're going down here.
Yeah, it's at the very, very, very bottom in tiny print.
I don't know if I have the bottom.
It's the last paragraph that starts with to obtain funding.
Yeah, I think I have that on. Here you go.
It's
On this?
Yeah, I mean, you guys not get that.
We did not get that.
Okay.
Got Representative Jim Hines.
Mine is really bad.
Yeah, but not that bad.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I see it. But that writing is even smaller.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, thank you.
At least it's there though.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so, and I love this idea, let me state that up front, but just on the initial reading, it looks like this is for established senior centers, and like Tracy was saying, state programs are very specific.
Okay.
But if you've already scouted out a potential location,
Yeah,
and we can, whatever, if there's a formal process for saying this is a senior center, we would then be eligible. So there's a couple of moving pieces here, I see.
So we need to see how exactly how it's worded on this.
Yeah,
Yeah, if it's to be used for establishing, or if it's only for improvements to established ones.
yeah, we
Just a
can,
recurring grant.
You say it's off of money,
yeah. that's
Drop the
no
money.
problem.
so one time.
Yeah, we'll add it to the budget discussion. It's a really tough budget year this year. We already have an increase,
But if ARPA funding could cover the establishments, it then gets a little bit easier because it wouldn't be in this year's budget. From this
there
grant.
might, usually the grants are matching. I don't know if it's says that or not.
I didn't see that on this.
Okay.
But if it's ARPA, it's not matching.
It is, the funding from the federal American Rescue Plan
Yeah,
Act.
we can find out. I can look into it more.
Could we possibly get Brian Lanu or Heather Summers involved in?
We could, it's just they just did a 2-year budget, so the state's already got their, all their bonding requests in for the next budget, so if we did get any funding through the state, having our reps help ask for it, that would be like the 25,
Next budget.
25, 26 budget, not the one that we're working on. It would be the upcoming year.
But there's always a lot of work starting up something new, so I mean,
We could be doing all the paperwork to get it going and then be ready
be
for
ready for the next.
the next year, 2 years.
Next spending.
But like I said, we'll add it to the budget when we have everything together. We'll see what we got.
Say that again?
We can add it for our first draft as we're just getting all of the departments totals together right now.
Mhm.
And putting everyone's wish list together to see how scary it is. And then we chisel away. So, we can put it in as the request from the elderly commission and then see what happens when we have everything together. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you have any more questions, we'll let you know. But thanks for the work. It's good.
Have to thank Kim for this one, yeah.
I will admit something. I used AI to help write it.
It's pretty impressive nowadays.
We thank you for
Thank
listening.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much. Thanks for all you do
I'll
on
see
the
what I can find out.
Okay.
I'll, you know,
Yeah.
click on
Yeah.
the links and go back to Diana.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone, happy Easter, have
Thank
a
you,
wonderful
too.
weekend.
You too.
So, all right.
Appointment of auditor.
We need to appoint, King and Associates as the town auditor. And we always use the same auditor for the Longtown Sterling Transfer Station, so I don't know if you guys need to appoint them for that too, or, you know, for, to audit both, do both, you know what I'm saying? Or do you have to have the Sterling Transfer Station Commission do it? Because
I
they
think
always,
we did it.
we always go by who the town's auditor. The Sterling Transfer Station always goes by who the town, who Ballin Town's auditor is.
We can, roll that to the bottom.
So move to approve King Associates as the general auditor,
And the transfer station auditor.
Yeah,
as the case may be.
Second.
Any discussion? Motion was made and seconded.
Nope.
All in favor,
Aye.
to appoint King as the town auditor and the transfer station auditor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, hearing none.
End of the site.
More on the other side.
No, there is not.
All right, early voting wage cost. That should be the next thing. All right, so. Julie.
so basically the increases is they have to have, right now, 4 people each day. for early voting. The,
From 10 to
No, there-
6.
10 to 6, so there's four days on this one. Forgot how many days, 6 days on the September one, and then 14 days on the
7 and 12. I'm looking at the letter from Pam.
7 and 12, and you said there's 14 for the election.
She says, the letter from Pam
Oh, that's
says,
for the town, that's for 50 per extra time.
Oh, that's for different.
That's for different.
oh, it's 12 days and 2 days. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, so 14, sorry.
So what is
Seven,
the reason,
got it.
reason being there's 12 early. I don't know why there's 2, so there's so many days that are considered early voting days and then the actual election, so maybe she broke it up that way.
Yeah, she probably did.
So basically, the extra is in the 24, 25, she went and broke it down by, poll worker rates, monitor rates, registrar rates. There is a lot more, work for the registrars and the moderators. They're hoping maybe they can even do it with 3 people next time, but right now they have to do it with 4 people. It's looking like it's gonna be an increase of about 13,000 per year for all the early voting for salaries and extra, the notices, the town clerk notices that have to go in the paper because we're now, what, 2% Spanish? We
Yeah,
now have to post them in Spanish and English in the
we're
newspaper.
3% Spanish speaking, and the requirement is if you're more than 2%, you have to post all of your election stuff
In that
both
language.
languages.
So our $800 ad in the paper for voting is now, will be 1,600, just for each election ad. So Pam put this together to show what the actual costs were. And the pay rates, they're asking for an increase for the poll workers to $16 an hour. Right now, it's $15.69. The moderators and the registrars both get the same amount, which is $18.13 right now. They're requesting 20 and 22. 20 for a moderator, and the registrar at $22 an hour for effective 24-25. So, you know, that's something. The extra cost for this fiscal year, 23-24, was they had a $10,000 grant from the state. Every town in Connecticut got 10,000, the same 10,500. So the extra equipment they needed, and the extra salaries will be covered in this budget. There won't be, you know, extra that we need to appropriate for this budget. We will have enough to cover it, but we will have to add an extra 13,000 just for salaries, just for early voting for the next budget year. So their request is the town clerk also has to be, she has to take ballots at the end of the night, so she has to be at there every single day. Either the town clerk or the assistant town clerk has to be there at the end of the day for voting to take the ballots into custody, I think. So. The costs aren't really negotiable per se, because they have to do it. What's negotiable, I guess, would be the rate they get paid.
So this says that for fiscal year 24-25, it's an additional 3,389 for the budget.
Just for salaries.
This is, oh, that's just the salary. That doesn't include all of others.
Yeah. No, this is just the estimated with the rate, that extra with the rate. That's not the whole total cost.
So the one with the total cost is
It's
top
an extra
one.
13,000 total. I think she did it up here, the 11,900.
And I was just trying to see where it showed how much more it would cost than what it costs now, so we knew where it was increasing.
Was that
It's
a,
salary.
It's only the salaries that, but I thought everything was going up because of the ads
This is mine. It was like $500 for this one. The mostly it's salaries,
and the ads.
and the ads will be in the town clerk's budget.
Okay.
was a $15,000 increase in salaries?
Um,
I'm just looking at the 23 to 24.
yeah, the number she gave me came out to 13,000 total, so I have to
Yeah,
know.
that's why I don't know what I'm looking at.
Because that looks like actually just under 15.
She gave me a couple different sheets, so I can ask her about that.
Yeah,
Cause it's
but
not
then
the same.
it's, you know, even
not the
odd
same over
years
here.
because cost is shifting for even odd years.
Well, when
Well,
that
there's-
depends on the election.
Right, because odd years is just
No primaries.
no primaries and it's just municipal elections.
Yeah.
So down here it's 3242. I used the 3242. That's what I'm not sure why it's 31,398 up here.
Just out of curiosity, why don't we change the municipal election cycle to match the federal, just given years?
You can't.
Why not?
It's by state, what the state tells us to do.
That's a state requirement.
The state requirement, we don't have the choice.
Could save $12,000-13,000 right there. So.
No.
Same people have decided that we need to have 10-day election.
They said extra 13,000 is for those extra days for early voting. So you're gonna have it.
All of the election stuff mandated from the state, we don't really have a choice. The only thing we have a choice over is how much we pay our people because they don't have a set, the state doesn't tell you how much you have to pay people.
I beg to differ, they have.
Well, as far as it's the only thing we really don't have, that we really have control
I
over.
didn't know that. I just thought it would be a way to save some money.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, nothing,
Forgot I live in
nothing the
Connecticut.
state does saves money or makes sense. Or is easy. And keep going with the list.
So the cost difference with just wages alone is a little over $3,000. The other $10,000 is
So, no, that's
everything else.
the increase in wage increase. So it'll be 3,000 less if you don't increase their wages. So what they're asking for is 16, 20,
So
22.
the 10 extra
So
days of
it's-
voting is basically
At the
10K.
15, at the $15
current
and the
rate.
$18.
We give them the increase,
Next, okay.
that's the extra 3, so 13. So we're on the hook for the extra 10, no
Anyway,
matter what. But
And
they're also
typically-
asking for,
Typically, each year there's a raise in there anyway, so I don't even know that it's exactly 3,000, but whatever. Cost of living wage increase. I don't think she factored that.
well, there's already
They're already gonna increase anyway, maybe not.
yeah, but no, I was gonna say there's. The registrar was already saying that there was already a problem with, registrars quitting.
Yeah, there's a huge problem with that. When we were at the moderator training, lots of towns only had one registrar.
So what are we approving tonight? Like just the salary changes? Because the rest will be in the budget, proposed budget, right?
Yeah, I honestly don't know, if we're approving this tonight, because this is
It's gonna be in the
24,
budget.
25. It's
But,
gonna be in the budget.
where are we changing the wage?
I was asking Belinda that, and she said you can't change it until 24, 25.
Okay. So this is just a heads up for when we do the budget.
This is what it's gonna look like. For budget.
So we don't need to approve this tonight, we just need to be aware of it. We've got time to process.
Because it'll be in the proposed budget.
This is what they're proposing for increase in wages. Normally we have right now it's 15.69, so it's probably gonna be $16 anyway once you do the.
Okay, so we've got time, further time to discuss that.
Yeah. So the difference may be 1,000 or 2,000 versus 3,000, you know, it'll be a minimal amount. But the overall cost is still going to be.
It's gonna go up
10 to
because of the extra
15,000.
days of voting. Got it. Okay,
That's what you wanted you to know that.
anything else?
I know we do have to, when we do start the wage changes, we do have to vote on them, because every year when we've redone the wages for the election people, we've always done that at once.
So you can vote on it now and that could be their wages for next year, or you could wait for the next, or you can do it with the budget, whatever you guys want to do.
Doesn't matter, as long as we know when it's gonna start, like if we vote on.
So it's not starting today, it's starting with next budget cycle for next, which is 24-25.
Yeah.
So
we
I
can
make a
vote on-
motion to adopt the wage increases as we've just discussed
For the next.
for 24-25.
Okay.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded to change the wages for the election officials as presented, for the next fiscal year of 24-25. Is there any discussion? No, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none.
Would you like to make the motion here?
Okay.
What? No suggestions for the next meeting, other business?
Or the majority.
Oh, yeah, extra, yeah, suggestions.
Yeah, but I will pass things out to you.
Oh, okay,
We're
okay.
in executive session, so we can't add this to the
Well, then this is just for your reading the light.
agenda. Okay.
I'm looking at a court case against somebody who is committing blight and it was enforced through their zoning officer. And this is just settled in February 2024.
Okay.
So I know that we're talking about a town meeting in June. Maybe this is something we need to continue just to ask the town what they want to do.
All right. We'll read it. We're gonna put it on the agenda for the next meeting.
Great. I like that.
What is it? And but,
Like,
Discussion of the court case settled against the town of Lisbon.
no, I think the town, just like the town that would have been versus, so I think.
Yep.
Oh, the other way around.
Yeah.
Okay,
Move to in the meeting.
second.